honest, a disappointing cancellation today. There was almost an inch of rain over the last kind of 12-14 hours, but I think some fans are a little bit surprised maybe the reason why it's been called off, but I think we just want to kind of explain and set out where we are.
To be honest, absolutely gutted is the reality of the situation. Obviously, we, taking aside the fact we're desperate to get the game of football on and try and build some momentum on the field. We've got full hospitality today. Obviously, everybody looking forward to a home game, but we've been left with no choice. We had Football League qualified official came here this morning at 8 o'clock to just have a look as a precaution more than anything. But there's been more rain overnight than we expected, and there's an area of the pitch which people will know the area of the pitch we're talking about, where it's just, it was standing water on it, but the top of the surface is so spongy and so soft. It's just dangerous today. If you ran for, if one of the players on either teams ran from the penalty area into almost the right back position, they'd just sink into the pitch. There's just we think there's a real issue with the drain in that particular area. I think the drainage across the whole pitch is coming to the end of its life. £80,000 I think was spent on it about 15-16 years ago, but there is a lifespan to the drainage, and we just think maybe it's coming to the end of the life. I think the floodlight work has probably not helped as well, the heavy equipment that went on the pitch in that corner, but we've almost got the perfect storm where the drains is coming to the life. The water's not getting away, it's sitting in that corner, and the problem we've got is it's not been dry enough to almost dry it out, and it's just consistently wet. So none of us wanted to call it off. We are absolutely gutted. It's slightly different to the Macclesfield game in some ways because the pitch was very wet, but we just had standing water. There was a complete flood here for the Macclesfield game. This is a bit different because, really irritatingly, the 95% of the pitch is perfectly fine, but there is an area that's just really dangerous, and we just can't take that risk.
There's some work that we've done in the last couple of weeks. We put 2 new drains in to try and kind of rectify that issue of the slow drain, but it's not quite kind of worked just yet.
No, it's definitely improved because the referee who was there this morning was here 2 weeks ago ahead of the Southport game, and he said, I can see that it's improving and there's water being taken away. It's just not had the chance to dry out enough. And like I say, I feel absolutely gutted for Ben because he works his socks off on this pitch, and it's his pride and joy. So what I don't want is people to start being critical of anyone, really. This is just completely out of our hands. It's incredibly frustrating, and I understand the frustrations of supporters because frankly a Saturday without football isn't a proper Saturday, is it? But there is just nothing we can do. We've got a responsibility to our own players, we've got a responsibility to the away team. Obviously Marine travelling this morning at just before 9 o'clock, so we had to make that decision, and even if it's dry right through till kick-off now, that area of the pitch just isn't safe as it stands at the moment, because if you're running at full pace into that area, you are gonna, there is a risk. You could twist an ankle, you could do a knee or anything, and if you slid into if you made a tackle in that area as well, it's exactly the same. So it's devastating for everybody in reality, and we just thought it was worth us coming out. We've now got to look at what we do in terms of what we can do perhaps over the next coming weeks to try and make it even better or improve it even more, because it definitely has improved, but there's just very little we could do for today, which is devastating, really.
And as you can see in the background, the waterproof covers are on that area, so Ben's tried to kind of do as much as he can. It's had a verti drain to try and drain away the water, but it's just not quite been enough.
No, Ben's had any number of tools and equipment and machinery on here trying to get it better, and like I said, it has got better, but we have been defeated by the Wayne, and there's been that, it hasn't really probably recovered as well as it could have done from the Macclesfield rain, because it was horrendous. This entire corner of the pitch was underwater on the night of the Macclesfield game, so that just couldn't have gone ahead regardless. And I know it's very easy for people to sit on the outside and go, oh, they wanted the game off, they're not trying hard enough, but we're doing absolutely everything we can to try and get this sorted, invest more money in this to try and sort it out if we can over the next few weeks. And we're hopeful the work that's been done already will start to reap a benefit, but we've got to try and do more, and we've got to try and get it sorted, because what we don't want is home games, because not only is it disappointing for all the supporters in terms of just being able to watch the football, but obviously for us as a club, we're relying on the income from home games, and we need those home games to be going ahead. So yeah, really, really disappointing. I am really sorry, for the inconvenience and the disruption it causes everybody, but what I would say is be respectful of the people who are trying desperately to get games on here, particularly Ben. He's devastated and broken-hearted that he can't get a game on because he loves this pitch, but we're going to do all we can to get it sorted. But at the moment, I just thought it was important we came out and just tried to explain it, really, because it's all well and good us saying the games off and putting out just a post on the website and on social media, but we need to try and be clear about where we are. We've got a bigger issue here. We had already kind of committed to the decision to get the drainage replaced next summer anyway, because we've got to do a full pitch refurb next summer anyway. So actually it was a good opportunity for us to do everything at the same time. It would be costly obviously, but it's got to be done, we think. And there's no point obviously doing the top of the pitch and making that look nice if the drainage underneath isn't working. It's just false economy. So we've just got to get that sorted. There's a lot we've got to think about and a lot we've got to do. It just seems one thing after another this season in many ways, and you know, within the club we acknowledge that things haven't gone in the direction that we wanted them to, but you know, we're doing the very best we can to try and move things forward. Sadly, quite a number of the things have been out of our control really, but we'll keep plugging away at it, and hopefully we can make this better, and we shouldn't see any more situations like this in the future.
Brilliant, thank you very much.